If you want an easy way to organize your tasks and manage your projects visually, Trello is one of the best tools. This tutorial will show you how to use it. You will learn how to build boards, create lists, manage cards, track deadlines, add labels, and automate tasks so your workflow stays clean and organized. By the end, you will have a Trello system that keeps your work simple and stress-free. Let's jump in and build your Trello workspace. So first of all, go to Trello.com, click sign up and create your free account. Trello also asks what you'll be using it for, like if you'll be using it for business or if you'll be using it for content, personal planning, or team management. Now this is going to help Trello recommend templates for you later. Once you're inside, Trello gives you a main dashboard where you can create boards and access any workspace that you are part of. So this is what it's going to look like. You have your boards over here, and you have any recent boards, and you have your workspace related boards. You have your templates over here, and this is home. And then this is where you can access your workspaces. So right now we have one workspace. We can add more if we want. And in order to do that, you're going to go up here to your account, go down and click on create workspace. So you can create another workspace as well. So I'm just going to take you to any random board for now, and I'm just going to show you how it works, and then we'll get into more details on how to make it work. And then we'll get into more details on how to set it up. Trello revolves around three main things, and that's what I want to show you here. So it basically revolves around boards. Now this is going to be your board. This is the complete board over here. And then after boards, you have your list. So each one of these sections over here are lists. So you have one list here. This is the second list, third, and fourth. And you could also slide over and you can keep adding more lists. So if you want to add a list, you click here. So you have the board, you have the lists, and then within these lists, you have your cards. So this small section over here is the card. And these cards are movable. So you can click and drag those, and you can drag them around. And in here, you have more than one card. And these cards are going to be your tasks. So the whole of the board is going to be your project. And then these lists are going to have your stages in them. So the different stages that the project is at. And within those stages, you're going to have your tasks. All right, so I've removed the cards that were in here and in here to give you a simpler view. And now we're going to sort of create a sample board for now. So for example, if you were running a YouTube channel, then your board over here, you could name it a YouTube content. So let's just go over here and name it YouTube content. And then for your lists, you could name them differently as well. So the first one, you could name it ideas. The second one, you could name it scripting and filming and editing. So we've named our board differently and we've named our lists according to that. And now let's add a card over here. And so click on add a card, and then you can type in whatever you want to name that card, and you click on add card and it will be added. So these are the two cards that I have added. Now this goes under the list of ideas. And then naturally these other lists would have, you can move a card from one list to another like this. And you don't have to go in any order. So whatever stage that this certain idea was at, you could put it there. For example, maybe this tutorial idea or content idea is now being edited. So you could put that over here. And maybe if this is still just an idea and you need a list of ideas, you could put that there or leave it there. So for every list, you can add more cards, and then you can add a lot more details to every card, which we will be viewing later. And so this is how simple the structure of Trello is, and that is why Trello is beginner friendly. So that was just a small overview of what basically Trello is. Now we're going to go back to the dashboard and we're going to go into more detail on how to create your own board. So you have your workspaces over here and you have the Trello workspace. Now currently I have 3 boards over here. If I want to create a new one, I'm going to click on create new board. So let's just click over here, and then you need to select a board title. So let's go ahead and name that client projects. And then for the visibility, you have down here, you have workspace. So all members of the Trello workspace can see and edit this board. Or you could also make it a private board, and the board members and Trello workspace admins can see and edit this board only. And you can also make it public, so anyone on the internet can see this board and only board members can edit it. So you have these options over here. We're going to keep it to workspace. And then you can choose a background for your board. So you could choose either any photos from here, or you could choose any gradient or colors from here. And you can also view more if you would like any other options as well. So click on view more and see what pictures you have. If you like anyone, you can select that. Let's select this one. And then for colors, let's view some more as well. And let's select this one. And then for colors, if we wanted to have a color background, then we could view more from here and we could select one from here. And then you're just going to click on create. All right, so this is our board, which has just been created. And then you're going to see a lot of blank space over here, and it is waiting for your lists to be created. So you have your list over here, or there's just one over here, and you're going to enter in that list name. So I'm just going to name it to do, and then add another list. So I've named the list to do, in progress, review, and then I'm just going to click over here and add another list, and I'm going to name that completed. And there we go. We have completed our 4 lists over here. Now you can basically view 4 lists over here at one time, but you can scroll to the right and then you have more lists over there. So for example, we could have more lists, and then if we wanted to, now we can't see the last one, so just scroll over and you can see the other lists as well. So these lists over here are going to keep everything very clean and visually organized. So after creating the list, what we're going to do is we're going to add cards. So go to the to-do list and click on add card. Now you're going to enter in whatever title you want for the card, or you can also paste a link. So type in the title of the task that you have in mind and then click on add card. And then you can just keep adding those cards. And so we've added a few cards to this list. Now just exit that. And these are our cards in the list. And then these cards can be dragged from one list to another depending on whatever stage they are at. So now let's go ahead and click on a card and go over the details that you can add for a card. Now for every card, there are a lot of details that you can add. So there are a lot of options to choose from, and you can include as much information as needed, or as much information would make it easier for the members to view and complete the task. So the more in detail information you put up for every task, it would be easier to complete that task. So for every card, you can add in a lot of information, as much information as is required. There are a lot of options to choose from, and you can put in as much information as needed for the task to be completed more swiftly. Now, as much information and resources and details are going to be included, it is going to make it simpler for the members to comprehend, understand, and then get the task completed without any confusion or without having to reach out one too many times. So the first option that you have over here is add. So if you click on add, you can see that you can add goals to your task. Now, the task that we have on our card is update portfolio website. So the title or the task is this, and this is our card. Now, if we want to add in any more information, we can add in labels. And what these labels are going to do is that these are going to be colored labels. So you can color code your tasks and you can search whatever color label you want to add. You could select one of those, or you could also create a new label and select any one of these as well. So let's just click this one and click create. So now that label has been added. What else you can do in terms of labels is that you can go down and you can also enable colorblind friendly mode as well. So that is going to enable colorblind friendly mode. So you can do that as well. That was labels. And then after labels, you have date. So in dates, you can set any due dates. So you could select the due date from the calendar over here, or you could type it in and give a time to the due date. You can also set a due date reminder, and you can select when you want the reminder to show up. It could be at the time of the due date. It could be 5 minutes before it, 10 minutes, or even a day before. And then you can also select if you want that reminder to be recurring or not. So select the options however you would like to select them, and then you can just click on save. Now, these reminders are going to be sent to all members and watchers of this card. So you just click save, or you could also remove a reminder if you do not want to keep that. So just click on save, and then this is what the reminder is going to look like. Now, after dates, you have checklists. So if you click on checklist, you can name the checklist whatever you like. So I'm just going to name it task 1 and click on add. And then that checklist has been added. Then you're going to add in items to your checklist. And then I'm just going to put in collect, add that to the list. So just click add and your item will be added. So just click on add and then the items will be added. Now this is the list of items that we have in our checklist. And just click cancel because we do not want to add any more. So what you're going to do for every item is you can assign that to a member. So if you click assign, you can select whichever member you want to assign it to, and you're just going to click on the member and it will be assigned to them. So you can assign these different task items to members, and you can even set due dates for that. And then you also have the option of converting it to a card or just simply deleting it. So this is how the tasks are going to appear. And once that task is completed, you're going to tick it off, and then you can see that is how it is going to appear. So it becomes very easy for members to coordinate between one another. Whoever was assigned the task can tick off the item, and then you can see how much of the whole of the task has been completed. And then just go here, and that's how it's going to appear. So you can delete this as well. Now, after the checklist, we have members over here. So if you click on members, you can assign this card to those members or this task to that member. So they'll be able to view this card in detail, and they will know that this is the task that they have to perform. So, or any members that you want to include, you can assign members here. So you're just going to type in the name of whatever member, and you're going to click on that member. And then you can see whatever members that this has been assigned to. You can add more than one, and you can continue to add those members. You can also remove them if you want. So these are the members. After members, what you have is attachment. So any other details that you would like to attach in this card to make it easier for this task to be carried out. So you can add any links that you want to. You can add any pages, work items, and more. So let's go over to attachment. So you can choose any file that you would like to add. You can just drag and drop the file, or you can upload it here. So any file that you think would be relevant, you can add that here. You can also search or paste a link. So if you want to include any video or any other link, you can paste that over here and you will be able to view it here. Now, if there's any text that you want to display text, which is optional, you can write in the text that you want to display. And that text will be there as a title or description for that link. So you can add that in. Now, if you go down, you also have the recently viewed things, which you can insert here as well. So over here, I'm just going to paste in a video link, and I'm going to give it a title. So the link has been pasted, and I've named it Quick Trello Tour, and we're just going to click on insert. And there we go. We can see in our attachments that we have a link, and it is titled whatever I named it. And you can also preview what kind of video it is and when it was updated, and you can open up this preview. You can copy the link, or you could even just go to YouTube and view it. So if you click on open preview, this is the kind of preview that you can get of the video, and you can play it and you can preview it as well without having to separately go to YouTube. So that is what you get when you go to the attachments section. And if you want to attach any video, or you could attach any other links that you would like as well. Now, after that, you have location. So if you want to put in any kind of location, you're going to put that in here. So you can search Google Maps, and then you can enter in your location if you would like to put that in, your location or any other kind of location related to whatever your task is about. And then at the very end, you have the custom fields. Now, this gives you room for absolute customization, and it gives you absolute control over your task and how you want to arrange and manage your tasks and make them visible for the members. So you have some suggested fields over here. You can select priority levels. You can have different statuses. You can have different statuses. You can include the risk element, and you can also put in effort details. So if you like any of these, you can click on add, or you can go here and you can add any new field of your choice. So let's go back, and I do want to add this a priority level. So I'm going to add that. And then let's go to priority. And then over here, you have the title priority, and then you have the type. So it is a drop down type. And then if you go down, you can see the different options. So you can set the priority level of your current task, which is in the card, and you can give it a priority. So I'm going to give it the lowest priority, and you can also decide what colors you want to keep those as. So over here you have the title priority, and then you have the type is a drop down. So when you go to the drop down, you'll have these options. Now over here, you can change, you can make any changes, but here you're going to set up this field. So you have red for highest, and then you have orange for high, and then you have blue for lowest. So if you go here, you can change color for lowest, and if you would like to change it, you can change that, but I'm just going to keep it blue, and then not sure is gray. So if you want to change any of these colors, you can do that. You can also reorder these options. So that field has been set, and we're going to show this field in front of the card. Let's just see where the custom field has been set, and then we have priority over here, and then we're going to select the priority level for this task, and that is going to be now we remember low was blue, so we're going to click on low, and that is the low priority. So now we have our task, the members, the labels, the due dates, and we have our attachments here, and then we also have the priority level, which is low. Now if you want to add in any other custom fields, you click on edit, you go down and you can add new field. So we're just going to keep one for now. Now going back to add, we were at custom fields, and that is the last field over there. So that is done. Moving on to checklist. If you go down, this is where you can set up the checklist, which was also available in the add section as well. And this is where we set up the checklist and how we set it up. So you can set up the checklist over here. You can create it. Then you have attachment separately, and then you have location separately. These are all things that have been added. Now at add, what we added from here has been pinned over here. So we added a checklist, and we have our checklist down here, and we can add any more if we would like. Then we had attachments down here, and then we can edit the attachments however we like, and we had location. So these have been pinned over here just to let the viewers know what things have been added, and reminding the members to make sure to go over these certain topics. And then if we go down here, we also have the description option, which we haven't discussed yet. So in description, you can add in any kind of more detailed description. So once you click here, you get some more options. You have a mini toolbar over here, which you can use to edit your text. And what you can do over here is you can also tag your teammates over here, and then they will get a notification. You can attach any other file or any link that you want to include. You can enter that over here as well. So over here, just type in your text. You can tag any member that you would like to add. You also have the option of all members on the card. So click that, and you're just going to click save, and your description is going to be saved as well, and you can view it here. So this is a full-on detailed card. What you have on the right side over here is the comments. So you can write a comment, and all members are able to comment over here. So you can write any comment. If you're facing any difficulty, you can share that here, and you can enter in whatever comments that you would like. Now this is the comments and activity section. You can also go to show details, and then you can see whatever comments. You can see whatever changes were made to this card, at what time and by whom these changes were made, and you can really go over all the details. So just click on hide details. Now over up at the top, what you have is you can share feedback. You can add a cover. So if you click cover, you can add a cover for this whole board. So when you are viewing it in a list, you can have any color, or you can have any picture to view for the card. So I'm just going to add in this purple solid color, and this is the cover for this card. So the purple, this is going to be the cover for this card. Now you can, if you go here, you can remove the cover. Now you can also stop watching card if you click here, and then you also have a few options over here. You can leave the card, you can move it, make it a template, and you can also share this card as well. You can archive it if you need. So that is all about the card. Now let's just exit it and see how it looks on our list. So you have your labels here, you have your cover here, you have the task title over here, you have the priority level, the due date, it shows you if there are any attachments, and you have a display of your checklist items, and then you also have your members over here. So a very tiny display, everything is contained within this tiny card, and visually very easy to understand and view. So you can set up any style. You don't have to include all this information. Just develop your own signature style and add that information for all your cards, or you don't have to add it in for every card. You could just do it for whichever ones that require it to do so. So that is how your lists and your cards are going to work. This is what your board is going to look like. You can add in as many more detail as you like. Now over here on the left, you have your inbox. So your inbox, it says down here, inbox is only visible to you. So only you can see this inbox. So over here, you can organize your tasks with which other members are not going to view, and this is going to be only for you. So if you go up here and click on the three dots, you can sort your tasks and you can change the background and all those settings. But basically what this inbox is for is that you can add any cards here. Now you can add it from your email, you can add it from web pages, from Slack, from Microsoft Teams, and from whatever apps that you have connected to your Trello. So for that, you're not going to have to leave any of your browsers. You can stay in one place and you can enter in cards for your inbox. Or you could also just write in a card and add that. So I'm just going to click on add card. And once you have these cards in your inbox, what you can do is you can drag these and you can drop them over here. So whenever a certain task comes to your mind and whatever platform you are on, you can place those tasks on the Trello inbox. And then when you open up your Trello over here, you can view them on the inbox over here. And then you can drag those cards and put them on whatever list that is suitable for them. And that is a very convenient way to organize your tasks and make sure that all the tasks that come into your mind are in one place. You can change the view. If you unselect the inbox, that will be removed and you're going to view only the board, and you can switch your boards as well by clicking here. Now for the lists, you can create the list using a template as well. So if you click here, you can create your list from a template and you can add cards from a template. You can also create the whole board from a template. So make sure to go check that out, and it's going to save you on time if you want to create any boards, any detailed boards. Now, some options that you have up here are that your members are going to be displayed over here. You have some power-ups that you can go to. Now, these power-ups are Trello's extra features. So these power-ups include calendar, in which you can view all tasks in a calendar. It has Google Drive, hard aging, it has custom fields, and then you have time tracking apps as well. So these are some apps that you can connect and use on Trello. For beginners, I would recommend to add in calendar, custom fields, and Google Drive. These three are going to make your board so much more organized if you want to add in any power-ups. Next, you have automation, and over here you can set up any kind of rules and buttons, and you can make sure that these repetitive tasks can be performed without needing any kind of your personal intervention. So you can add automations as well. You can filter your cards from here, and you can also filter the cards. You can star this board if you want, and then you can also change the visibility of the board for the different kinds of members. You can change the visibility of the board as well. In order to add your board members, if you click on this share button here, and then you have your share button over here, this is from where you are going to add in your members. So once you click that, this opens up and you can enter in the email addresses or names of the members. And then you can also decide whether they are a member or just an observer. So you can select that, enter in their email addresses, and then you can share this board with them. You can also share this board with a link. So you can create a link and you can share the board with that link. Now you have your board members. This is one member, that's me. So these are the board members you have, and you can decide if they are going to be admin, member, observer. So this is the admin, and then these are the board members which are displayed. You can enter in whatever members that you would like to view this board. You also have the join request. So if there are any requests, you can deal with those as well. Now, because we don't have members added, we can't see a lot of members here, and we couldn't add members to our cards as well because they were not there. So I'm just going to quickly go over and show you how to add your members. So you're going to go back to Trello over here, and you're going to go down. So we're back to our dashboard, and you're going to go down to the workspace and click on members over here. Now over here you can add in your members, and this is just a general overview of how many workspace members we have and what guests and what join requests are in process. So if you go up top over here, you can invite your workspace members. So if you just click here, you can enter in their email addresses and then you can invite them. What else you can do is you can invite them with a link. So if you click here, you're going to get a link to your board, and then you can send that link over to your team members, and then they can join here using that link. And with that, you have seen how flexible Trello really is. And the more you use Trello, the better your system is going to be.